What's going on, everyone? This is Chris Walton, your instructor for AV265. This week is week 10. We're talking about onboard fires. I know it says discussion number 9. That is because I waived one discussion, so do not let that confuse you. In addition, I think there's a paper coming up. It was posted in last week's module. That will be due at the end of October. That is our first paper. We have 2 for this course during the semester. So I'm going to jump right in it. I hope your week's going well. Hope you're hanging in there in the semester. You're halfway through. I know midterm grades were submitted, so you should see those online as well. If you have any questions about your grade or anything, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to contact me. We're talking about, this week we're talking about onboard fires. So by definition, an onboard fire is a fire that occurs while the aircraft is airborne, or it could have been in the process of occurring. But that is what an onboard fire is. There's also fires that occur while the aircraft's on the ramp. Those could be considered onboard fires, but they're not when people think of onboard fires, they think I'm flying at 60,000 feet and aircraft catches on fire. We have to make an emergency landing, that sort of thing. This is one of the most dangerous situations that a flight crew that they can be faced with without a quick response. The fire it could spread and lead to a loss of control of that aircraft in a very short amount of time. And then you lose the passengers, lose the aircraft, lose the crew. It's a sad catastrophe. Not one of the best causes of accidents by any means at all. In 2002, so about 18 years ago, the United Kingdom, UK Civil Aeronautics Authority, they did a report, and that their findings found that the average amount of time to respond to an onboard fire is about 17 minutes. From when you discover it to getting it on the ground in order to ensure the survivability of the passengers and flight crew and get the fire under control. Once the fire is discovered and established, it's very hard to contain it and extinguish it. So time is one of the key things here in getting it to the ground. That's the solution. Best solution to an onboard fire: land the aircraft. You could put it out if it's possible and then land the aircraft, but always land the aircraft. The effects of an onboard fire is very detrimental. So you have smoke and fumes, which one thing, and then heat's the second one. For smoke and fumes, of course, smoke reduces visibility, so it makes it hard to see. Not only does it make the pilots hard to see, say smoke fills the cabin, you can't really see the instruments as well, can't see out the cockpit, out the windows really well, so your visibility is really reduced. In addition, it makes it hard to, the fumes, smoke, we all know smoke fumes are toxic. You're supposed to lay low. Fumes make it hard to breathe, and it gets in lungs. So passengers start coughing, you lose your respiratory functions, and then eventually you will be incapacitated. So ideally, like I said, short-term solution, get to the ground as quick as possible. I think masks come down, you put those on, breathe some oxygen, but that's not exactly helpful because oxygen in a fire causes a bigger fire. It feeds it, fuels it. Electrical fires also, they generate thick white smoke. Heat is another dangerous effect of fires because it can burn through aircraft systems. So it could burn through like the wires. It could burn through, if it burns through the aircraft structure, say it starts in the engine and starts spreading to the wing and then burns through that, then you're starting to lose loss of control of the aircraft, and they're in a worse situation than before. Of course, fire is by any means a bad situation. There's 3 types of fires you should be aware of, onboard fires. You have engine fires, you have cabin fires, and then you have hidden fires. So engine fires are what they sound. They're normally detected in the engine, and there's fire detection systems, suppression systems that are able to detect this. It may spread from like the engine to the wing, the fuselage, other components of the aircraft, but that is pretty much what an engine fire is. Cabin fire, it's what it is. It occurs in the cabin. So it's discovered. The crew tries to contain it with like firefighting equipment, fire extinguisher, things like that. And of course, once you put it out, or if you are able to contain it, then you land as soon as possible because you don't know what the damage may be. Hidden fires are the worst ones because they are hidden. So a hidden fire, it may be detected by an onboard fire detection system or by the crew or passengers noticing smoke, or they might like say put their hand against the wall or something like that and notice, hey, this is a pretty hot spot. It's pretty warm against the floor. And then it could lead to a electrical malfunction because it's hidden. So it could burn through some wires, burn through some systems, cause more damage than before. Hidden fires are the most dangerous type of fires for one of 2 reasons. One, They're difficult to locate. And then the time delay, say once you locate it, you're already on a time crunch, so that's 17 minutes. So you're trying to land as soon as possible. But if you don't know where it's at, you can't locate it, you're not aware of it, you might have already lost 7 minutes before you find it. It also it slows down the initiation process of initiating an emergency landing once you find a hidden fire. And that, like I said, time is of the essence with fires. You find it, you discover it, you land as quick as possible. With hidden fire, you can't discover it, then it kind of delays things and you get on the ground later, emergency slow down, everything's slowed down. So those are the 2 reasons why hidden fires are the worst. Most recent events, I guess, as far as there's a number of accidents that have were caused of fires, but I think the most recent one, major one, was China Airlines Flight 120 occurred in 2007. Upon landing, they landed the aircraft, they taxied, and then they noticed that there was some flames, smoke coming from the engine number 2. So what they did, they evacuated the plane, the aircraft, and then pretty much the plane, after evacuating, or as the captain was, they were climbing down the rope, it just engulfed in flames and the tank exploded, the fuel tank. What they found, I think it was some debris. A bolt had came loose and had ruptured through the fuel tank, causing a leak, and then boosh, explosion. So that's the most recent one. No one died. There was no deaths, thank God. So everyone survived. There was a couple of injuries from the explosion and things like that during the evacuation, but everyone survived. So that's pretty good. As far as the discussion, in your discussion, you'll be looking up different types of accidents pertaining to fire and their causes and what the flight crew did. So stay tuned for that. That is all I have for onboard fires. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Hope you're having a great week. This is Chris Walton, your instructor, AV265. Take care.